Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Walk in Favor Network. I am your host, Pastor K. Thank you once again for all of your emails for every day this week. You really have given me some good inspiration for some topics in the future, and I am just so grateful to hear so many of you are still journaling, and you are also participating in our month of June 30-day challenge slash partnership to get up at least 30 minutes to 1 hour earlier and to do some scripture reading, some meditations, and some prayers. So thank you for participating. Let me know how things are going. My email address is walkinfavor61@yahoo.com. Remember, when you do walk in, it's WALK and the letter N, favor, FAVOR, 61@yahoo.com. I want to hear from you. And don't forget, at the end of the video, I want you to commit to sharing the video with 7 people in your phone contacts. Share it with 7 people in your phone contacts. Now, my thought to end this week, too many people are spinning the block and getting the same results. I just spoke a word for somebody. Spinning the block is today's thought. Now, that's a term that a lot of the younger people use, and it simply means going back to or returning back to something. So many people decide to spin the block, but you end up with the same results. Let's delve into this a little bit. When you say, what are you saying exactly, Pastor K? What you trying to say? I'm not trying to say it. I'm saying it. Don't ever go back to something or someone who caused you trauma, drama, or hurt. Don't ever go back or spin the block back to anything or any person who ever caused you pain. Too many people go back to that trauma and you think you're going to get a different result. And it ends up the same way. I know a lot of people used to hear this song by Shalimar called The Second Time Around. So many people have bought into that second time around thing. Now, I'm not saying in all cases the second time around won't be a good thing. But for the most part, it ends up being the second time, third time, fourth time, fifth. You keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. Now, ladies, y'all try to be Elizabeth Taylor, God rest her. I mean, she married the same man, 4 times? And still, when she transitioned, wasn't even with him, was with somebody else. I just need to say this. When you marry him one time, okay, I get you was young and dumb, straight out of high school sweethearts. Okay, now you're in your 40s and you spent the block because you went to your high school class reunion. Married him again. 2 months later, separated. Then divorced. 10 years later, you meet up again on a cruise for the class reunion again. And you spin the block again. Do you not get how crazy this sounds? Do you not understand the same complaints you had when you first was with the person? You got the same complaints, only now it's worse. It's just gotten worse. That's who that person is. You're spinning the block and you're getting the same results. When do you break the chain? When do you break the cycle? Sometimes you'll be reminded of something that person said or some behavior attribute they have that you didn't like then and they still got it now. Stop spinning the block. And some of you spin the block on people who've hurt you really, really bad, and you thinking in your mind, oh, I've forgiven them, I've let it go and moved past that, and you realize this person is still the same gaslighting narcissist they were 20 years ago. You got to understand, it's all right to choose not to spin the block. That's my thought to end this week. It's all right to choose you for a change. Choose yourself. And you know what? Another thing is, someone wrote me in an email saying, Pastor K, I just don't like being alone. I don't like being by myself. I start getting crazy when I'm by myself. So you go out there and pick up anything out there just so you won't be alone. Why? Because it's a root cause as to why you are not able to have peace by yourself. You got to understand, you can be with someone and still feel alone. You can be with somebody and they can be in the house with you and y'all don't never even really interact. So now you're still alone. So why are you so uncomfortable? And actually this email came from a male, by the way, not a female. He said, oh, Pastor K, I just have to have a woman. I mean, I can't be by myself. I just can't. It's a root cause to that. And you know, the more he and I communicated with it, it stems from an abandonment issue he had because his mother left the family when he was very, very young. So every woman he get, he's looking for a mother. That's what he's missing. That nurturing energy that a mother would give us, and that love and that acceptance. He looks for that in all of these women he keep going looking for. And what he needs is not in any of them. It got to start with healing from within. That's why I emphasize the importance of self-care. Go back and look at that video I did last Thursday. Self-care is very important. Your mental health is essential. Some people are walking around spinning the block simply because they're searching for something and they're unhealed. You're no good for nobody when you're not healed. When you still going back doing the same old thing, whether it's spinning the block on a relationship, whether you've returned, you quit drinking and now you done started back drinking, or what habit you had, you quit for a while and go back, quit for a while. Why do you keep returning back to something that is not good for you? Ask yourself this over the weekend and start digging into what is the root cause of why I'm doing this, because what I'm doing is crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Get yourself healed. You've got to remember that you got to pour into yourself. You got to love yourself. You got to feel good about yourself. And I want to say this. When you are spinning the block in relationships, I'm going to say it because it needs to be said. Before you make that decision to return to somebody or go back to someone, take 5 minutes and remember how toxic they were. Remember how they hurt you. Remember some of the horrible things that they said to you. If you take the time to remember that instead of glorifying the good old days and the good times, you might change your mind. Because one thing for sure, when you take a few moments and you think about how something really hurt you to the core, you're not going to want to go back to that. Remember how it felt when they broke your heart. Remember that you gave more in that relationship and all they did was take, and take. Think about that. Remember who you are. Motivate and love yourself. And remember all the times that you did for that person, that it went unnoticed. You were unappreciated. You motivated them. You poured into them. You filled out job applications for them. You bought them clothes, paid their car note, paid their child support, whatever it is. You took them in when they had nowhere else to go. Remember how that made you feel before you spin the block. Sometimes you got to leave people where they are, as I keep saying. You've got to go forward with your life. Your life now is peaceful. You don't want to bring anything that is going to disturb you or disrupt your peace into your home. You don't want to bring the enemy into your home. You got to be careful. Remember, I say it all the time. You got to watch as well as pray. Don't be moved by nostalgia and going back and turning back the hands of time. Sometimes it's best to leave the past where it is and move forward with your life, because you've progressed. You've done well. And once you picked yourself up and got out of that bed and opened them blinds, put you some clothes on, your makeup on, men, when it got your hair cut and lined up, and you feeling good about yourself, and now you going to go back to there. Be careful when you decide to spin the block. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend. And you know what? Get yourself focused. Find some balance and prioritize your self-care. Self-care is the best care. Please like the video. Share it with 7 people in your phone contacts. Pass this video along to other people. Let them know. You know, it's a lady come on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and she says some pretty good things. Y'all be blessed, and I will see you back on Monday. Don't forget, hit the thumbs up, the notification bell, follow me, subscribe if you have not. I'll see you back on Monday. Don't forget, think about this. Spinning the block. It's a no-go. See you later.